Speaking of that, everything getting magnified, let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, Dave. Howard from Marin County. A lump of coal for everybody in the Browns organization. When I look at Kevin Stefanski, I see defeat in his eyes. I see really a nice person who can't make adjustments, and I see failure. As far as Deshaun Watson, he isn't the savior. He went 4-12 in Houston. He could go 4-12 for the Browns next year. The Browns have a lot of problems, least of which are the offensive line is gone terrible. The last 4 or 5 games, they've been awful. They can't run the ball. The defensive line is terrible. I mean, the Browns need a lot of fixes, and I'm somewhat disconcerted that the money and the draft picks that's spent on Deshaun is going to retard that. I don't see Kevin Stefanski coaching for the Browns next year if they lose the next 2 games. It's a great show. Bye.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. I know you've addressed this on Untitled, Unfiltered. Do you think Kevin Stefanski's safe? I certainly do.
I think it's more likely than not. Unless this thing turns into a complete disaster at the end of this year, I don't see him getting fired. Somebody pointed this out. I think it was Hayden Grove on Twitter. Everybody, the core players are 27. You can't waste time talking about we're going to get a new coach and we're going to get into this new system and we're going to see what happens in year 1. I think not only is Myles Garrett at a point in his career, Deshaun Watson's at a point of his career, Nick Chubb is at a point of his career where it's like, hey, we gotta win now. And if Kevin's not a disaster, we gotta roll with it, straight up. You know what I mean? If the Bengals can get to the Super Bowl with Zach Taylor, then you can do it with Kevin Stefanski. So I think he's fine. They're going into too much of a critical point here to be switching coaches out, and it doesn't seem like he is a Hugh Jackson level disaster. He's not I don't believe him to be incompetent. I believe him to do things that makes people mad every once in a while, but that's not necessarily incompetence. That's just a disagreement with philosophy at times.